Hanuman and I. Preparations had begun for our school annual day. 2 plays were to be staged. The senior section was to enact Merchant of Venice, and the junior section, the story of Rama. I was hoping with all my heart that the drama teacher would include me in the cast. I had never acted in a play, but was sure that once on stage I would give a brilliant performance. Radhika, the prettiest girl in our class, would certainly get Sita's role. Since I was shorter than Radhika and had a shrill voice, I could not hope to be Rama. But I wouldn't mind being Rama's brother Lakshmana, I decided. I went around for a few days, imagining myself on stage, with a bow and arrow slung on my shoulders, giving a brilliant performance as Lakshmana. How surprised my parents would be! I could almost hear my father saying, "Imagine, we had such a talented daughter and we didn't even realize it." I was terribly disappointed when the drama teacher smiled and said, "I have a role for you. You'll be one of the monkeys in the Vanarsena." "Can't I at least get the role of Hanuman?" I asked timidly. "No, your voice is too squeaky," was the teacher's reply. Our rehearsals began the next day. All I had to do, along with 7 other girls, was to jump up and down and shout, "Jai Rama, Jai Hanuman," in a chorus. Finally, the great day arrived. We were all very excited. I had to wear a red shirt, red pants, red vest, and a monkey mask. We were dressing up when the Chaukidar handed a note to the teacher. She read it aloud. "Dear Madam, I am very sorry to inform you that Alka has contracted measles and has been running high temperature since morning. Sorry, she will not be able to act in the play." Alka was to play Hanuman. The teacher looked round in dismay, and her eyes fell on me. "Look here," she said doubtfully. "You wanted to be Hanuman? You think you can manage?" My dreams were suddenly coming true. I was quite overwhelmed. "Of course I can," I said confidently. "Even if I forget, I can always think up something else." "Oh no," she said. "You shall certainly not do any such thing. I shall be prompting from the wings, and all you have to do is repeat what I say, and for God's sake, don't mumble. Speak as loudly as you can." As the curtains went up for the 3rd scene, but my throat was dry, and I kneeled in front of Rama, telling him with folded hands that I was his faithful servant. I would gladly die for him. "Oh, my lord," I repeated loudly what my teacher was saying, "you have forgotten to pin your tail." "Don't be silly," hissed Rama. "I am not supposed to have a tail. You've forgotten yours." I touched the spot where the tail should have been. "I am sorry, my lord," I said, trying to make up for my mistake. "I meant my tail. I have forgotten to pin on my tail." The teacher now whispered, "Jump, jump, 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 jump." I shouted, "Jump." Rama stared at me. Then, realizing my second mistake, I began to jump, and the curtains came down to the sound of laughter. There and then the teacher cut short my role as much as possible, but I had to be on stage in the last act. I was feeling less nervous now, and said my lines well. I showed Rama's ring to Sita to convince her that I was Rama's messenger. Sita said some beautiful lines about Rama's greatness and how much she missed him. She hid her face in her hands and began to weep. Suddenly I realized that the teacher was prompting while Sita kept sobbing. Since Sita was not saying anything, I decided it was my turn to speak. But I did what the teacher whispered. Seeing the startled expression of the whole cast, I bit my tongue, realizing my mistake too late. Just then everyone on stage began shouting, "Maharaja is coming! Ravana the Great is here!" I was struck dumb by the huge figure in 6-inch heels, which I didn't know about until that time, bearing down on me with a shining sword in hand. He said in a thunderous voice that made me tremble,
"Who is this puny creature who dares to intrude into my kingdom?"
I was supposed to answer in a proud voice that I was the son of Pavandev, the wind god, the worshipper of Rama, the immortal Hanuman. But Ravana was towering over me. He raised his sword, and I screamed in terror, "Don't kill me! I'm not Hanuman!" I pulled off my mask as I spoke. By now the audience was rolling with laughter. The sound of laughter became louder when an infuriated teacher came on stage and unceremoniously dragged me away.